What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Oakland A's franchise. Yes, this is the off-season recap. Now, originally, I wanted to broadcast the off-season, just in case some people were interested how we're retooling this team, not rebuilding, retooling. However, something happened near the end of the broadcast that I had to take care of, and I just didn't want to leave the stream up for 30 minutes with nothing going on and then put it on YouTube because editing is not exactly my strong suit if you've seen any of my videos. So I kind of took it down, but don't worry, I have the recap for you here. Going to go over the players that we lost, the players that we gained, and even some prospects that we're going to be debuting come opening day. So with that being said, very simple. Make sure to comment, like the video, subscribe to the channel. It'd be nice to have you. New episode. Something else new is going to be happening, which I'll tease at the end of the video. So let's just hop right into this. Let's go. First off, look at the players that we lost in the offseason. And here we are. Didn't have to go far again. Boy, it seems like a lot from the video from last year. Let's look at the Angels, this team that really kind of fell off a cliff last year. I don't know what all they added to this team, but I know they went out and got Zach Plesac. Granted, I already said I wasn't going to probably bring Zach Plesac back, but he was solid for us, man. 10-10, just a tick over a 3 ERA. Won some awards for us in the pitching category. But he went to the Angels on a 2-year deal. There's the contract. There's the numbers right there. So not a bad pickup behind Shohei Ohtani for Zach Plesac. Hopefully he does not dominate us. And there's our former buddy James Caprillion as well in an Angels uniform. So let's go over to another team that has been known to steal players from us. How sick and tired of you, or of you to hear me complain about how the Astros are taking players from us. Rafi Devers last year, and now this year they went out and got Jordan Hicks on a pretty big contract, 4 years, and there's the money right there. I wasn't going to offer Jordan Hicks 4 years, even though that's what he wanted. He originally wanted 6 years, if I remember correctly, but I think this was a coin toss. Did we keep it? Should we have kept Jordan Hicks? Maybe. But I'm not exactly upset that he went somewhere else. However, I am very upset that he went to the Astros, which they stacked up on velocity guys. Coonrad, Alvarado, Masick is pretty good. Sir Anthony Dominguez is very good. This bullpen, oh, by the way, they still have Ryan Presley, who had 50 saves last season. So, yeah, this Astros bullpen is ridiculous, and then they add Jordan Hicks to it. I don't want to see Jordan Hicks, but we're going to be seeing him. So, with that being said, we got a couple stops to make in the Central, including a team that we're pretty familiar with. So let's head on over there. Here we are in the AL Central with the Guardians as our first stop, and yeah, he's on waivers right now, but Tyler Sear, I've said it many times before, I enjoyed using Tyler Sear. He just didn't sim very well. He was always giving up runs, it seemed like, in every start he was a part of. Had a lot of strikeouts, but he just wasn't as reliable as I hoped he would be, so we let him go. Guardians picked him up. They obviously want to use him in their minor league, so I don't think anyone's going to claim him, but the Guardians picked him up on a measly $60,000 a year contract. Now, I'm not going to make any jump cuts right here. We're going to head right on over, if I can go the right way, to the Kansas City Royals. Yeah, the Royals. The flippin' Royals. The ones that got Austin Meadows from us. And, he had a pretty good season. He wasn't good as good as he was as an Oakland Athletic. But, hey, you know what? That's just part of the plan, right? That's just what happens. But we're going to stick with the outfield. And they got Christian Pache. Now, why didn't I keep Christian Pache? I couldn't use him very well. And B, he wasn't very consistent. No matter where he was at in the lineup, whether he hit leadoff against lefties, he hit 8th or 9th, the bottom of the order. He had an occasional 2-hit game, which kind of gave me hopes for him. But at the end of the day, Christian Pache, 28 years old, just not in my plans. And we just, we put him up for trade at the trade deadline. I couldn't initiate the trade, but no one made an offer for him. So we ended up letting him walk at the end of the year. And he goes to the Royals on a 1-year, $2.3 million deal. Now, don't forget, this Royals team was god-awful last year. I think they finished dead last in the division. They just were not very good, and they haven't been very good as they continue to work on their pitching, and I expect them to be better this year. So, Austin Meadows, Roman Quinn, Christian Pasha in the outfield. Not a bad outfield. So, you know what? I'm not going to make any more cuts here because there's not a lot more to talk about. We're just going to head over to the National League. Let's take a look at the Milwaukee Brewers as they managed to snag up a relief pitcher that we had that was... He was okay. Justice Sheffield did his job, but to be honest, he didn't do the job I hoped he was going to do. So he went over to the Brewers on a very cheap deal, 1 year, $1.6 million. I bet he's going to strike out a lot of hitters in that weak NL Central. Yeah, what a surprise. The NL Central is weak. But regardless, there he is, Justice Sheffield with the Brewers. Last two players that we want to talk about, and to be honest, they're just free agents. You know, but just for record's sakes, here we go. Liam Hendriks started off hot, ended very cold, started to turn it around, but not what we were looking for. We said he was a temporary solution, and he was. Still out here in free agency. And last but not least, and this one really surprised me, going over to the catcher's market, and there he is, top of the list, Rafael Marchand. World Series winner, hit 365, World Series year, and then he just fell off an absolute cliff at 236. Slight more power he showed, but everything else just didn't look that rough. Could we re-sign him and stash him in the minors? We might. We probably might. It really depends. But yeah, he's just a free agent. So with that being said, once again, I'm not going to do a cut. You know, I'm just not going to do a cut. I don't feel like it. I've done a couple in this video already. Let's just go over our major league roster and the setup, okay, that we have going here while hitting on the players that we signed along the way. So, starting pitching, not really a lot to look at here. As you can see, Elroy Mack, Mackenzie Gore, Josiah Gray. We did bring Gray back on a sweet 1 year, $3.3 million deal. I'm willing to give Gray another shot because worst case scenario, if we don't compete this year, we can trade him. Or we'll keep him. I don't know. Lot to work on. Gunnar Hoagland, of course, who had an abysmal year last year, kind of brought it back, but definitely not where he was in his rookie season. So a lot of pressure on him to really pick up the slack that he's been showing. Now, I know what you're saying, but Amos, there's only 4 starters in your rotation. Why do you have only 4? Well, I'm going to be blunt with you. Kevin O'Hara, Rico Vaccaro, and Louis Ochoa, the number 6 prospect in all of baseball. These 3 did not have a good spring training. All of them had ERAs over 8. All of them had more walks than strikeouts. And all of them had a whip of around or above 2. 2. Not 1, 2. So, I'm sending these guys back down to AAA. We have put a claim on another pitcher, which I'm not going to say who it is because I want to get them first, and then we'll see. I'll bring them up in the opening episode, or maybe episode 90, whatever episode that'll be, because it's going to take 2 days in the game to see if we got him or not. But he is a back of the rotation starter. I'll just go ahead and say that. He's not going to make everyone go, wow, that was a good sign. How did you do it? Well, I don't know, man. I just looked at free agents. No one's going to do that. But you never know. But I will give you a hint. He was teammates with Mackenzie Gore. That's all I will say about that. Next, relief pitching. And as you can see, we did change up the bullpen. Obviously, no more Jordan Hicks. No more Liam Hendriks. So what are we looking at? What are we looking at to retool the bullpen, which was a big problem? And we added some pieces that I'm hoping will help. First off, Jordan Holloway, 2 years, $7 million. I'm pretty satisfied with the risk that we're taking on Jordan Holloway. I think at most he could be a long relief guy, middle relief guy. We're just going to see how this works. And I'll be honest, a lot of these signings are risky. They are risky signings. But in a retooling year, I'm okay with risky signings. But he's been previously with Miami. I think we beat out Miami to get him. He's going to be a big part of the bullpen. Zach Littell back again after his phenomenal season. Clay Holmes is back with us. He's looking to turn his year around. Still not a bad season, but I think he can do better than that. Of course, Mo McDermott, he really struggled on the stretch at the back end of the season there, probably because he was being used every game when it was being simmed. So that didn't help. Andrew White also looking to improve off his rookie year. Projections show he's going to lack a little bit, maybe in the ERA of 2.5 to 2.7. Strikeouts are expected to be a lot better, obviously. He's going to get more starts in 16 games, but projections look good, but probably a little less than what he did. Now, Anthony Kay is a guy that we got in the Rule 5 draft. And as you can see here, he hasn't pitched in the big league since 2021. So at $390,000, I'm willing to take a risk on this pitcher. 32 years old, lefty out of the pen. Will he pay off? Your guess is as good as mine. I have hopes that he will be able to do something. He's good at not giving up the home run ball, as you can see by his perk there. Also, he's got 43 stamina. Pretty good durability as well. So maybe it could be used on back-to-back days, given whatever the scenario may be. So yeah, there you go. And last but not least, closing role. Gregory Soto will probably be one half of our setup battery that we got here. Had a pretty good season with us. Brought him back on arbitration 1 year, $1.9 million. I like Gregory Soto. Hopefully he doesn't start regressing. And here you go, ladies and germs. Our new closer. Pedro Diaz, a guy that we drafted 2 years ago, number 1 overall pick. Has some good perks. Sniper, the accuracy and the sinker baller, which is an effective sinker ball. And you can see his pitch mix right below me right here. Fastball, 2-seam, curve, change, slider. I like the mix, and he's definitely been improving. I do worry he's going to have some control issues, but he showed a lot of promise in AAA last year. So at 24 years old, the 6'4" man from Delaware, probably Dover, Delaware, I believe is where he's from, will be making his debut as our new closer. Will he be the next Julian Boovy? Come on. No, he won't be. But we can have hopes he can. So we'll see how he does there. All right. Head to the offense. Let's just go through this. There's not a lot of changes, really. There are some, but not a lot. Catcher. We had the decision. Obviously, I spoiled it with Rafael Marchand being a free agent. But I was saying a lot in the last season, what catcher are we going to keep? We can't keep both these guys with Tyler Soderstrom coming up, making his debut this year. So we kind of wanted to have only one guy, Marchand or Langeliers. So there was kind of a backstory, which catcher is worth keeping. And to be honest, Shea Langeliers, even though he didn't have an outstanding season, he was trending upward, while Rafael Marchand was kind of just stabilizing and in some instances trending downward. So we kept Shea Langeliers. We have another year of arbitration with him. He he just got the vacuum perk. He didn't have that last year, but he's got it this year. And he's going to be a battery with Tyler Soderstrom, the number 11, the 11th prospect in Major League Baseball in this franchise. He was ranked number 11 in all of baseball. The prospect list, and he's not probably going to set the world on fire right away, and I'll be okay to say that, but I like him. He showed some power in AAA last year. He showed some ability to get on base. Was starting to tamper off toward the end, but he still finished with, I believe, a 248 average, 252. It was somewhere along in there. I didn't write it down because I keep forgetting the show doesn't keep those stats after the season's over. But regardless, that's our battery. First base, looking the exact same. Yoan Moncada, who had probably a career year at any stretch of the imagination last year. 34 dingers, triple digits in RBIs, 317 average, finished 4th for the batting title. I am proud of Moncada, and I look forward to see what he can do for us this season. Projections have him going up to an 89 by the end of the year. So you see the growth starting to slow down, but regardless, look at those attributes. That's some good attributes right there. And we could possibly see him hit career home run number 200 this year. Chances are he will. And of course, Victor Villanueva as his backup. Not much to say for him. Respectfully so, he's requesting more at-bats this year. So we'll see what we can do with him. And as we move on, sorry, I got a phone call there. Never stop being a GM. Never stops. Never stops. People calling you all over the place. Second base, Max Muncy. Now, he did get a sprained knee in spring training. He will be out probably for the first week of the season. So we'll probably be starting Richie Farmer there. Or one of our other guys that we got in the Rule 5 draft, Christopher Morel. I know I'm a Cubs fan, but look at this utility this man has. And if we don't like him, we'll just send him down. He'll go back to his team. I look forward to seeing what Christopher Morel can do for us. 72 speed, not really a base threat, but he runs the base as well. His fielding is good, so we can utilize him anywhere. Plate vision is good. We got to try to cut down on strikeouts, so we really need to invest in players with more plate vision and some decent contact, and I think he fits that bill. Once again, not an everyday starter, but definitely someone that could fill in when need be. He is right behind Luis Urias, the one player I don't think we put enough respect on last year, me included. The guy hit 31 homers, 105 RBIs, struck out exactly 100 times with 73 walks, hit for 275, and even swiped 17 bags. So the guy was doing everything that we needed him to do. And he was even doing more. So, last year of his contract, thankfully he didn't opt out of it. We'll see what he can do for us. I'm expecting big things. If he hits even 25 home runs this year, I will be very satisfied. More than 75 ribbies, I will also be very satisfied for Luis Urias, our third baseman for this year. Shortstop, of course, needs no introduction. The other half of the young bloods. Robert Poisson, only 24 years old, already the fifth year in the league. Had a great year last year, despite he missed some games with some injuries. But boy, he was good last year. 264, 11 homers, 46 ribbies. You know, he didn't walk a lot. That's fine. His defense was phenomenal. You know, his ability to hit, especially against lefties, was good. I like Robert Poisson. I look forward to seeing his improvement this year. And of course, like I said before, Richie Farmer playing backup. Exactly what I need him to be. A backup piece, ready to go when we need him. Now in the outfield, here we go. Here's where some changes are going to happen. Buckle up, everyone. I mean, I know we're not moving fast, but buckle up anyway. Andrew Vaughn. I allowed my chat in the broadcast to pick one player and including the deal, and this is what they agreed on. Andrew Vaughn on a 6-year, what do I have here? 6-year, $75 million deal for Andrew Vaughn. 238 last year. Now, I was very skeptical about the signing, but they insisted that I go after Andrew Vaughn. So here he is. Andrew Vaughn, I cannot trade him until at least half of the contract is over, since this is considered a big deal. Which, side note, my definition of a big deal is anything, I go by length, not money. So like anything over 5 years would be considered a big deal. So for instance, he's 6 years in this deal. Like he's got a 6-year deal. I cannot trade him until after 2029. I have to at least keep him for half of his deal. Regardless, we'll see how he does. I think he's a nice bat. I just hope he doesn't disappoint. And I'm looking at you, chat, that picked this man. You picked this man for me to sign, so I signed him. There you go. Center field, of course, Luis Robert, who had a down year when it comes to average. Power went down, RBI opportunities went down, strikeouts are up, stolen bases were still there. We have a couple things to watch on him, too. He could hit his 200 career double this year. That'll probably happen. He will hit his 200th career home run this year. That'll happen. And he could reach 100 stolen bases of his career as well. Yeah, so Luis Robert, center fielder for sure. Robbie Rarick backing him up after a 281. We're going to have to find a way to get him in the lineup a little bit. 281 is just something you can't sit out of. Which, for those who don't remember, we traded with the Reds, I believe, last season to acquire Robbie Rarick. Been pretty good. And of course, we brought back Tim LeCastro, $900,000. He led our team in stolen bases. And yeah, 232 is not a great average, but at 34 years old, Tim LeCastro has got the speed that we need to succeed. There you go. There's the hashtag, or there's the quote of the year, I guess, for your Oakland A's. The speed that we need to succeed, Tim LeCastro. That's him right there. of course, as a backup. And then in right field, Mitch Haniger, the captain. I put up a nice little tweet about an amazing stat for him. He is our DH this year, 36 years old. Still got the power, still got the pop, still got the batting ability, still hits for average. The captain is back, baby. The captain is here, and he wants to dominate. We want to dominate. And our new starting right fielder, a prospect that we were going to call up last year, but he did get hurt, PJ Castro, formerly known as Pedro Castro, but he went through a name change in the offseason. His name is PJ Castro now, 21 years old, nice switch hitting power hitter, and I know the last time we had one of those, they were pretty darn good. Shout out to Jose Melendez. Anyway, regardless, this guy's got a little bit of everything. Contact, power, vision, discipline, clutch. Durability sucks, but hey, that's all right. We're good on outfielders. Fielding is good, not elite. Speed is good, but not elite. The base stealing ability is just above elite levels, according to MLB The Show ratings, but I look forward to seeing what this guy can do. Perfect piece right in the middle of the lineup, smack dab in the middle of the lineup. So yeah, there you go, guys. Your 2027 Oakland A's roster set in stone. We are ready to go. But wait, there's more. We have a new stadium. We are in Oakland. We have a new stadium. I'm not showing the stadium now because I haven't picked it yet. I have lowered it. I have cut the choices down to 3. I'm very excited to show you guys, which is very cool because guess what? Opening day, we are at home, baby, against the Angels and Shohei Ohtani, Elroy Mack. Awesome opening day. And I cannot wait in the new stadium to show you guys what we have. And I'm open for suggestions for that stadium. If you see it and there's something that you think you can do to make it look better, let me know. And final statement of this, I just want to make this real clear. I did not build this stadium. This was from the vault, and I forget the name of the guy that built it, but I will make sure I get his name and credit him fully for it. I think these guys did amazing work on the stadium. They did not make it for me. It was just in the vault, and I really liked it, so I've downloaded 3 of them, and I'm kind of just doing different tests to see which one I like the most. But I hope you guys like it. New stadium. Don't worry, the O.co is not going anywhere. We may do a throwback series once a year. Make it special, wear throwback jerseys. Do it, I don't know. I guess it would depend on when we do it. Maybe in June or July, something like that. But the O.co is not going anywhere. We'll bring it back once a year for a throwback series. And yeah, it's very exciting. It's a new step in the Oakland A's. We did not go to Las Vegas. We did not go to Boise, Idaho, which I'm not going to lie, I was kind of planning on doing. But that's just too much. Let's just keep us in Oakland. Let's keep the Oakland Faithful hashtag going. And I look forward to seeing you guys on opening day. So, last year, we went 84-78. How do you think the A's will do in 2027? Comment down below what you think the A's will go. Better, worse, about the same? Let me know. I want to hear it because it gives a target for us to aim with. All right, I'm done talking. I'm sure you're done hearing me talk. So, thank you guys so much for everyone that's been supporting the channel. I've been seeing the subscribers come in. Thank you so much. I've been seeing the comments, both on Twitter, which you can follow me on Twitter at JustMrLove. So, please feel free to do so. That's where a lot of the A's updates will happen right over there, including prospects, including player profiles. I'm going to try to bring back the prospect preview now that we have some more prospects to play with. But thank you guys so very much, and I mean it. Thank you. I just enjoy doing this. I don't do it for money. I really just legit enjoy doing this. And when people are involved in it, it makes it a little better. So, thank you so much. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Much love to you all, and we will see you at the new ballpark. I almost said the name of it. But we'll see you at the new ballpark, guys. Have a good one, and we'll see you for opening day 2027. Say it with me now. Go freaking A's. Peace.